Hey, so right now we will just move forward on whatever we've already done. So for that we will need to open simple Java program again. So let us improve upon this program. Add something to it. So until now we have used system.out to send the user something, like in this case, hello, this is my first video, cool. But why not we try accepting some value from the user, meaning that we ask the user a question or we ask the user for something and the user replies back, and we accept that whatever they reply and we convert it and make it, like, put it into a variable and then use that variable for something else. For example, in this case, how about we try asking a user for a number and then telling the user what number they just entered. So let's start. First we have to ask the question, right? So system.out.println parentheses semicolon. Always remember the semicolon. That is necessary to tell the program that you're ending that line of code and going on to the next one. So now quotation marks inside the parentheses, and now let's ask for a number. So please enter a number. So now we have asked for a number, but now we have to accept the number. So now type in scanner. Remember, any capitalization that is there in any of this code is very much necessary. If you change the capitalization, you're going to get errors for sure. But if you do get errors, then always the command prompt will tell you what errors you got. You may not understand what the command prompt has, but you can copy that and put it in the comments below. Or you can just enter online, and there will be many options. I like to use Stack Overflow for programming problems because it's really helpful. So now scanner, sc equals to new scanner, parentheses, semicolon, always semicolon. Now inside the parentheses I will specify system.in because now we're accepting a value. So now what I've done here is that I have declared a variable under the class scanner. So scanner is actually a predefined method. We have no relation to it. We have not made the method ourselves. A method is basically a code that does something for you. Scanner, we did not make it, but we're accessing it from somewhere. So how do we access it? We have to import that package. So let's go import it. Import java.util. This java.util is the package in which scanner is located, the scanner class. Now we're just using the scanner class because it has the ability to accept values from the user. I mean, like, why create your own code when there's already predefined methods already there for you by default? By default, whenever you download the Java package, it's there by default. So now scanner. So now scanner even has in the name like scan whatever the person's written. I mean, that's how I just remember it. If that's any help. So now we are accepting an integer. Integer what? Well, what can be any variable? I mean, think about scanner. Right now we created a variable accessing the scanner class. This variable is known as an object. But this object can be anything of our desire. It can be this. It can be this. It can be this. As long as you stick to whatever we've written. So in this case I put sc, but for argument's sake you can put x, or you can put this, or you can put hi. Whatever. Hi has now become a variable. Let's use hi. So now int, let's see, int number. Number is pretty appropriate. Usually whenever you are making variables, it's the best thing to do is to name the variable something that's understandable. So if you're having a shop and somebody enters a value, you say what that value is. For example, they ask, I want this many items. You say the variable is int items, number of items, or something like that, to make it easier to understand. Because once coding becomes like you enter like 100 lines of code or 200, it has to become a bit difficult without having variables that make sense to you. So int number equals to hi. So now we are using that object hi from the scanner class to get the value. NextInt basically is the method inside hi, which is inside scanner class. So we are accessing the method NextInt inside the scanner class to accept an integer value. Integer value can be 1, 2, 3, 4, any number, any whole number. So we might as well just specify that. Please enter a number, integer. I guess it should be the same. Never mind. So now let's say system dot out, because now we want to tell the user what number they've just entered. So system dot out dot println semicolon, always parentheses, the number you just entered is equal to. Now whenever we want to add a variable to system.out.println, we have to add a plus and whatever the name of the variable is. And in this case, the name of the variable is number. So let's type in number over here. So now we have everything that's necessary from the package to the code. So now let's test it. But remember, whenever you're about to test it, or even in the middle, bring about a habit of always saving it. You can save it by this button over here. Always save it, because I mean it's happened to me before that it just got deleted. So just try saving it, seriously. So now let's open a command prompt. If you don't remember, you can also search command prompt here and you will get the first one right here. Same thing. So now let us start up this program. But remember, whenever you use the command prompt looks at a certain file. Right now we want desktop file, so we have to specify that. So cd, which is changing the directory to desktop. So now user code.start desktop. So now it's reading whatever files on the desktop. I know I've already gone over this, but I'm just trying to reiterating on some very important, easily forgettable stuff. So let us start up the program. Remember, always use Java compiler first to compile the program. In this case, we've made changes to our program. So then we have to make changes to the class file. If you remember from the previous video, the class file over here, it's all a lot of mumbo jumbo. But the class file basically tells the program in computer language. So now it changes our normal program, the .java file, into computer language, so the computer is able to read it. So we have to update that file. So java c, using the compiler, java compiler, simple java program .java compiled. So now let's java simple java program. Please enter a number. So 12. Cool. The number I just entered is 12. So why don't we just try the program again with a much bigger number, just to see if it works. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try this one. We got an exception. It looks like the number that we entered is way too big for the integer. So whenever we're using something like integer or like a variable method, so right now we can how about we try fine, like for example, if you want to type in words, this integer value, this thing right over here, integers, will not be able to take letters. So what do? You have to change the variable to string if you want words, sentences. If you want characters or just simple letters, you have to use char. But in this case, we're going to be using long. What long does is that it expands how many numbers you can enter. Because right now we've entered apparently way too many numbers, so that int cannot hold that many numbers, and it creates an exception. So now I'm going to use long instead of int. And now let's try it. Let's update the class file by using the compiler java c simple java program .java. Let's compile it. Compiled. Now java simple java program. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It works just fine. So I guess this program is a success. Good job. See you next time.